Yes, yes, Bachus. You do what? What? Oh, yeah. Morning. What's going on? All right, all right. Let's get everything up and running. Ba-dum, ba-dum, da-da-da-da. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao. Da-da-da-da. Bum, 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 bum. All right, we're in the game. Whoop. Oh. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, give me 1 second, making sure everybody gets in okay, and then, dude, we shall we shall rage. All right, let's go and do what we do, baby. Let's do what we do. All right, cool. Yes, Roblox. Who just said that? Fantastic. It's a fantastic overall look. You guys should really be thinking about earnings plays. If you look at like a day like yesterday, right? Earnings plays are everything. So if you look at a day like yesterday, that seemed like it was kind of like a cluster F word, right? On the indexes. And it was like, we gapped down, we just finished at the exact same spot. So, if you take a loss on a day like this, and you kind of dive back through, I mean, look at all the stocks that had earnings out. And so, your focus can be right on some of these, and they'll maybe take some of the fluctuation out of the market. Like, see, these are all just earnings plays, right? And so they have their own, ideas. They're going to do whatever. So the market's going down, but these stocks have earnings out, and so they're going to move. They're going to move a little bit independent to what's happening just in the general market. And I think that becomes important, especially when you get these kind of chop fests. And so like you see, and so you have to make sure it's not just they show up on the gap scan right there. You have to actually look up, right, where what are the stocks, like put them on a list. What are the stocks that got earnings out today? And you'll have this thing came right out of the fucking pre-market gate, it looks like. And dude, I mean, that's pretty hot, right? That's a first tick. That's a first tick ad, and a $30 couple candles, right? And like you see this Snapchat, dude. It's hard to screw up a play like, right? Like you have a base breakout, right? You got this stuff like this SW, right? So you have all these kind of earnings plays that are just going to do what they want to do, right? So this XPO, I mean, this thing came right out of the gate to $10. That 10 points is more points than most people are going to make in a week trading, right? And it's just a very simple set. This thing, it just broke its pre-market high, right? And it started to kind of cook and book. So you have this like kind of sweet spot right now where it's like if you're getting chopped up trading, whatever it is that you're trading, you know, especially if it's like stuff like coin or something like that, that are like a little bit difficult to trade, then you have all of these kind of names and they have enough liquidity and, they should have enough of everything. Look at this thing, right? So this is, $4 out of the gate. Dude, you don't need to have like multiple years of trading experience, right, to hit something like this. As long as they're clean, they tend to follow through. So just kind of be mindful of this, you know, dude. You get something clean, and they'll start to follow through. So just kind of keep mind of that. And so there's some stocks, and even on the downside, there were quite a bit of them. So you guys got scans and stuff, right? You just turn on your damn T1000 and look for some movers and try not to get too chopped up out of anything. And that's all there is to it, right? I mean, you see, right? You just all this kind of follow through. So, end of the lecture. But I noticed that yesterday I had seen some people just get chopped up on what I was just like, dude, what are you trading, right? And that becomes a kind of thing like, what are you trading? What in God's name are you trading? You're only right as good as the stocks you trade. So if you trade junk, then you're gonna be a little bit junk. By the way, Bryce, that's a perfect list right there. Yeah, I like it. So let's get into this. Like, well, what the heck are we doing? So the market is gapping down. First, let's just dig into these indexes. Then I'll kind of go through everybody's watch list and tickers and all of that kind of fun stuff, and we'll build on it a little bit. All right. So let's dig in. All right, let's dig in here. So the Qs is gapping down a little bit. I think that's to be expected right now. We have multiple pieces of earnings that came out, and I don't think any of them were like epic disasters per se. But sorry, I'm adding my serums on. I don't think any of them are disasters. But you don't be eating things off the floor. That's dog hair. I got the kid on the ground. Hold on. He's in that phase where he's just licking stuff. He's licking stuff. So we're down. We're down a little bit. All right, 0.6% back in 20 May. The more concerning part is that we just keep fading off this resistance. We kind of came into it a few times. Okay, that kind of shit will happen sometimes. But we're coming down on the SPY, retested some support, and on the QQQs. And so we do got to be just a little bit mindful today. The dump is coming off, right? Mainly off, this at Microsoft, right? 15 points. Now, look, Microsoft's not percent or anything along that end, right? Anything along that end, it's down 4%, and it's kind of coming back into its October low. So look, it lost like four days worth of gains. So take that into always a little bit of take that into account a little bit. And so it's down 3%. Who gives a shit, right? The other thing is it doesn't even matter. Microsoft's been in a range for quite some time. See, like when a stock gives you this middle finger right here, you see this nub here, the middle finger. That's a topping pattern, right? Where like you just are dead for a long period of time. So when you ever use the middle finger, just kind of be mindful. Like it's just it's a dead dog right now, right? And obviously Google had its earnings out yesterday, but it faded off, pretty much the whole gap. So yes, Batu. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. You want to come and play? Yes. You want to say hi to everybody? What? Whoa. All right. You going to be good? Okay. You can stay with Dad. So we got this kind of action over here too. And then, on the other side of things, we've got Meta's also, gapped down a little bit, and now it's reversing. So it has reversed about 20 points. We do have like a little bit of rebound on that. It did touch into the 50-day moving average, right into the post market, and so like to the penny. And so they turned the jets on, and here we are, ripping and roaring, back to it. Will it go green? I really don't know. Not my particular flavor. I like a little bit of a cleaner pre-market chart, but what are you going to do? So these are the different things that are kind of weighing on the markets currently, that are giving a little bit of overhang. And then, on top of that, right, SMCI dropped that, bombshell yesterday. I would say bombshell, but right, they got dropped by their accounting firm. So you're also having this kind of dump on, this, and that put a lot of pressure on the tech stocks too. So we have a couple things here. Hey, buddy. We have a couple things here that, yes, big guy. Yes. So we got a couple things here weighing on the markets that are going to be, that we can't really get around. So, man, you were getting heavy, huh? Whoa. All right. You sure you don't want to go back to bed? Hmm? Okay. Yes. Yes. You want to say hello? You want to say hello? Hmm. My butt you. My butt you. Cool. Now, let's take a look here at the IWM because that did kind of lead the way for a hot second yesterday and then it rolled over. That's not a good sign either. One of the things that's happening in the market currently is that we are putting a lot of pressure, on stocks with interest rates actually going higher. So interest rates have approached back to the same level that were there when we cut rates. And so the rate cutting actually didn't lower interest rates. The bond market itself is telling, the Fed like, hey, we're going to need probably some other things we're looking at. So just kind of be mindful. That's also putting a little bit of pressure on the markets. I think we're still fine. We're still in a bull market, but I think the play is to just be in and trade some of these momentum names, trade some of these earnings names. So let's go in and just make a hot little list of just gappers and stuff like that. And let's see like what we can do here. Hey, so look at this route here. If you actually go and look at the post market from yesterday, this thing, and you know what? It's done this before. So if you look, this thing was like $10 or $15 and it ripped through and went all the way to 90. Now this time it's doing it all in one day. So that's where it's a little bit more tricky. I don't know if we can necessarily trade this up from $40, $80 today. We might be able to, but I suspect there's going to be a little bit of a spread. But I think it's probably worth, it's worth watching some of these things, right? Like there's a whole host of these other ones that I think are really cooking here. AMIX, this is a pump and dump. I'd leave this alone. AVDL. Hey, so now this type of move you can do, right? So this is a biotech name, medical name, and it's got a PR out. Like these are the kind of names that you want to kind of look for. You want to look for these catalysts. You want to look for these catalysts that are starting to kind of push through. So let's kind of flip through a few of these here. You got ATEC here. This is an earnings play too. So if you like a little bit of a cheaper name, this has got that good look to it that I think is clearing out a lot of levels here. Not enough liquidity for myself to get the size I want, right? If you want to buy 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, whatever it might be, you need a little bit more liquidity. But if you're trading, say, 1,000 shares or 2,000 shares, it doesn't matter as much. Now I fucking knew this thing was bottoming out. Every stock, look at this thing. This I'm into, right? This I'm into. So you've got earnings. You've had a whole host of news out on this bad boy, right? You got a float on it. It's 300 million. Well enough. And the market cap is tiny. So this I think is top of the list. Hopefully it pulls back just a little bit in the pre-market. And then, dude, we are off to the races on this bad boy. I love the overall look of it. And if you look at the chart, right? If you look at the chart and you look at a weekly chart, God, Julia starts feeding you so much breast milk. It's like you're on steroids. Look at this thing. If we look left, look at all this range we're starting to clear out here. Oh, yeah. So we're going back a year and some change. A lot of room. So see this level right here is really important too. And so we're starting to clear this. We got all this upside on it. All this upside on it now. So I think that's where we want to kind of play onto this. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Just putting them back down. All right, play with your toys. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. 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 Whew. Today's like 22 pounds. He's just in a cute little package right now. He's a heavy boy. This we got to add. That's top of the list. All right. Second, love this. Old Roblox. Old Roblox. Look at how much levels you're kind of popping through here. So you're starting to bust through. 48 was a big spot, right? Yes. What? What? Oh, you want to go in your bouncer? Oh. Yeah. I knew you were faking it. You little troublemaker. So this is hot. So look at this is a weekly chart of Roblox. Look at the level you're clearing out. Okay, I'm coming. Oh, I'm coming. Do you want to bounce? Look, put your foot down. Wow. Whoa. Yes. Oh, let me see you bounce. There you go. Sorry about that. Mom's sleeping. Dude, 47 and some change. You're going back to 2022? Dude, you can't get any better than that. That, my friends, that's the tour de jour right there. What do you think? It's nice. Dude, still going. Add it. Top of the list, but we need a pull on it. We need a little bit of a pull on it. So we got Peloton. We got Roblox. Look at this NXT. This is a solar company. It's a new company, too. It's only a couple years old, right? 2023. When a new company announces earnings, right? When a new company announces its earnings, you usually have a little bit more juice. So you got 125 million share float. Starting to clear out some levels here. It's not much liquidity, but yesterday we did 6 million shares. That's got a chance. Let's add that. Yeah, and look, CVNA. Dude, this thing is all the way back. $400 down to $3, all the way back to $200. Dude, you gotta respect that, right? This stock is a rundy too. Like it's been overbought for months and months and months, right? But it keeps going here. So I think this one, revenues rise, shares jump after hours, 163 million shares. Dude, this thing's a $40 billion company now. Like it looked like it was about to go bankrupt. What a turnaround for them. Awesome. Good for them. Let's add that. Twilly ho. Check this out. Big juiciness right there. That might be the best out of the group with Roblox, right? And this one's got a little bit lower float than Roblox. So let's go and just check on the weekly chart. Look at this. Woo! That, my friends, is a buenos, right? We got ourselves some fun right there. We got ourselves a little fun right there. So I love the overall look of this 162 million share float. It's in a very sweet spot of market cap too. If you notice, it's got a $12 billion market cap. So it's got a lot of room. It's got a lot of room to push around. Dude, everybody wants to trade Microsoft or Google or NVIDIA. Those are $3 trillion market caps, all right? So this is 1/300th of the size. And so you get infinitely better range on these kind of names, right? Because it's not a small cap, it's a medium, all right? You all have that buddy, right? He's like a little tall, he's a little lanky. You know, he can't fit in a large, and he can't fit in a medium, he's too skinny. And so then he's got to get a medium, right? And that's I mean, that's the worst spot to be in because everybody knows that guy is a medium. And that's what these kind of stocks are. You got a medium. It's not a small. It's definitely not a mid. You're just right in the middle. That's a nice sweet spot right there. Boom. Dude, Lemonade clearing out some levels. 33 million share float, 1 billion share market cap. It's got a history of making moves. Not much liquidities though. So I give this more of a B, maybe even like a B minus. Like not the most epic, but probably worth, taking a gander. Bum, 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 bum. Look at this. That's the one. That's the one right there. If it can hold, former hot IPO, got a cool name, taking out these ranges. That right there, we got to go. It's up about 8%. Dude, if you start to clear out this range here, like you got all this little upside to it, I think that's got a good spot to it. Dude, I'm into all of that. And I'll show you how to kind of keep these organized and stuff in a little bit. Hey, Comcast, if you don't mind a little bit of thicker name, not bad. Not my particular flavor because it's cable companies, they stink to trade. But let's see. See, this is kind of gapping up in the no man's land. Pass. Whoa. Look at that. NCLH, another one that's just the buenos. Dude, that's pretty nice right there. Like I'm adding those, right? Like you got to. Twilio. Dude, these are. Dude, it's packed. It's jam-packed today, baby. Hey, this DJT, it may pop for the next day or so. At some point, it's going to roll over post-election back to 10, 15 bucks or whatever. Yesterday was the day of days on this. I mean, it had really good liquidity. It had a blow off the previous day. Damn, I should have thought about this. The previous day, when you have this kind of candle here, that's usually a telltale sign that it's going to, do something. I think you leave that alone for now. Teledoc's already reversing. Yes. Yes, my son. You big bouncer, you. Are you doing the big bounce? ASPI, junk. Cool. All right, so that's it on the gappers on the upside. Let's go and just take a quick look and see what kind of earnings and stuff, what kind of news we got out, all of that kind of hoopla here. Let's dig in here real quick. All right, give me a second here. Let's switch tracks here and make sure we just didn't miss anything. You always want to do a little double check. All right. Dun 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 dun. Macro events week is trying to drag Nasdaq futures lower. Bank of Japan leaves rates unchanged. I don't think that means anything. SFN, Twilio, good. Look at all this, right? So you got a couple gap down plays too, but they're in no man's land. So I think we probably leave those alone. Amgen reported better than expected earnings, but no reaction. Bud, CLX, coined something that we should take a look at. Not much of a reaction to it, but all the crypto stocks are pretty much down. But you got Coin here reported weaker than expected, EPS on weaker revenues. So it's kind of popping down, but only a couple percent. So not really sure. It's in the middle of no man's land right there. The chart is, we'll come back to that chart in a hot second. eBay stinks to trade. The old tech companies are really, some of these older ones are really notoriously slow. MA, MasterCard's also kind of breaking out a little bit. NCLH, Roblox, we have Roku, did not see that, and then Uber. So let's take a look at both of those. And then I don't think we missed anything else here. Snapshot, negative open, global peers are lower, blah, blah, blah. Russian employment was in record low. That probably is a lie. All right, cool. I think we got our thing. Hey, by the way, this Earnings Hubs is like a nice little website. It's free. You can usually see all the earnings like in a little bit more visual format. And they got it in, list view and, all this kind of shit too. List view, week view, month view. You can download it all, the image and stuff like that too, which is nice. And yeah, you can switch around the weeks. And then they got news and stuff like that too. Just a free website. I saw it on somebody else's website. I was like, shit, let me play with that. Because I always use Earnings Whisper, but Earnings Whisper is a little bit old school. Like, it's a little bit hard to use, I always thought. Yeah, and they got all sorts of goodies here. So, just something word to the wise here. So let's go. We got to look up Uber still because I didn't see, that wasn't even on the Gapper list. And then we definitely want to look up Roku. And then we got Nikola, Junk, Cypher. Cypher is not doing much. And then look, after the close, we got Apple, Amazon, Intel. So after the close, we're going to have a little bit of a hootenanny too. All right, you got old Uber here. Uber, Microsoft. Dude. Well, yeah, let's go see what's going on with the Uber. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, let's go see what's going on with Uber here. All right, cool. Let's go flip this bad boy around. Yeah, let's go see what's going on with old Uber and Roku. Yeah, Zaman, they also have all the conference calls and stuff on it too, so you can kind of go in and see like what's going on all of them. Yeah, if you look on the right side, like you'll have kind of all the earnings and all of that kind of stuff too. Oh, where'd it go, motherfucker? Oh, there it is. So yeah, you'll have an earnings feed with all the info. They even post the conference calls and stuff like that. For free, it's pretty good. Yeah, free tools lately used to be awesome, but they've been notoriously just ganky lately. All right, so Roku's getting smoked out. Roku's getting smoked out on earnings. Loss narrows, revenues rise, issues Q4 guidance, shares down pre-bill. Doesn't look like the revenue was up a little bit, but not much of a reaction there. Not much of a reaction there. If we need a short, I think we can add that. And then EL on the downside too. Look at this thing. Yo, and this thing's been trending down for fucking years, right? So every time it has earnings, it just gets a little bit more smoked out. Oh, let me check out Dash in a hot second. A little bit more smoked out. That ain't bad. Let's add that too. And then we'll kind of go back through. So look, this hood's gapping down 10%. It's a little bit in the middle of no man's land. So when you have a stock that has earnings out and you start to gap one way or another, you want it to be clean, like clearing out all the levels. So like if you gap down into all this zones of support, you typically don't get the follow through that you want. So I usually like to leave those alone. Like same thing with this Uber, right? So like it's just kind of gapping down into support. And if you look left, right, you have all this supply, so or demand. It just ends up being look, see this like big, just juicy kind of zone. So then you don't end up right. You don't end up with anything clean. Like you need to clear these kind of things out before they can actually follow through. So oftentimes, like if you're looking, you're like, hey, why is it not really working well? That's the reason. Dude, and then beyond that, let's see here. What else we got? Yeah, compass. Yeah, Estee Lauder we got. Like you got all these kind of little breakdowns here, and there's been quite a few. So you can hit all these things. I'd run the top loser scanner in today. You find a whole host of bear flags stuff like that too. You can see like something like this is pretty good. Look at that. Yeah, I'm curious on the coin. I don't know what to do with it because it's opening down just a couple percent and it's in a little bit of no man's land. I'm thinking, bless you. Bless you. You want to play with a different one? Look at this. Come here. Whoa. Bless you. Hi, buddy. Yeah, my big bouncer. Wow. Look at this one. Wow. Wow. Look at. Oh. Wow. Let me see you bounce. Let me see you bounce. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so going back, like this is in the middle of no man's land. I'm not sure where it lands. I think you just leave those alone. Wow. I know it's your nap time. Okay, okay. Oh, oh. Let me see. Oh. Let me see you. Oh. Yes. You want to say hi to everybody, Mr. Cranky Pants? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, my butchus. Okay. So now let's get back through this. Roblox not waiting for us. It'll need a pull at this point. You can't chase that thing up. Peloton, NXT. Hey, CVNA is already pulling. This is good. You want to see, you never know. If you get a deep enough pull, you might get a good spot on that. Twilio, oof, that's looking great. Lemonade. Remember, this one's a B because it lacks a little bit of liquidity. MBLY up 9%, low float, $10 billion company, good sweet spot. That's a medium. Roku on the downside. And EL. So that's it for the earnings plays, right? I'm going to stay away from Meta because it gapped down so much and it's reversing. What's the play on that? Maybe it goes red to green, but by the time it goes red to green, it'll have popped 20 points. Is that a good use of our capital? I'm not really sure, right? If you look at Microsoft, yes, right? You're kind of right in the no man's land too. So that one becomes a little bit tricky too. So we want to kind of be just a little bit mindful. Those are probably not, I think, the easiest ones to trade. If we get a reversal in the market, we got 3 down days on Tesla. We're right over the 9 EMA. I think that's the play, right? If we need a large cap and the market doesn't get smoked out, doesn't get smoked out, then I think that's the play. That's got the boots and the coots on it because that was a recent earnings play, right? And so this is the first pullback. That's the first pullback on it. And so that, sorry. Yeah. Mr. King, are you just laying down here? Yes. Stop being so silly. Oh, somebody's pooped their pants. Don't get out of my hands. So this is the one I think on the big cap side, and possibly Dell, but it gave back a big chunk of its run yesterday, so I'm a little bit 50-50 on it. There's going to be some supply on it. So let's also talk about day two plays, because Jose, let me see what you got here. Reddit, I think you keep that. If it stays over yesterday's highs, you want to go, hey, Dennis Law, where you been? Jose, Reddit, Tesla, that's good. Let me see this Kava. Oh. I think this Kava is maybe in a little bit of no man's land. I'm not sure if that's a long or a short, Jose. Jose, same thing with this one, right? Is it a long or a short? I'm not sure. We want to stay away from the ones where we don't know what to do on them. UDOW. Yeah, you break out a 50-day moving average. You could probably trade that. Good. Justin Rayleigh, how you doing? Affirm? Hey, Affirm you can do. You had the big trend yesterday. Actually, I would keep that on the watch list for everybody. That's a good look right there. UPST did fade off again. Affirm's holding a little bit better. Let me see what you got on the UAL. Yeah, you got a nice trender on that one. You can keep that one. It is a little bit overbought, but it's not extended, so there's a small difference on that. And I'd stay away from the monster short. I'm not sure what the play is on this because it's got the flat open. I really don't know. It had earnings out, and they announced like a $42 billion offering to buy more Bitcoin, something like that, right? And there's not been much of a reaction. I mean, there has been a range inside the pre-market, but it's hard to figure out if that's a long or a short. I really don't know. And Amazon, I think, is also in no man's land, and its earnings are after hours, I believe. I think that's probably a leave alone too. Anything AMD is fine. Guys, anything that you see where you're like, man, I don't know what to do on that, leave it alone. This SW looks awesome. So this IPO breakout, you have big push, a flag pattern, and then now you're starting to break through. That's got a good look to it. Hey, Mr. Raymond, how you doing? SoFi, big update, week open. I'd keep that on your list. If it takes out this 1150, it could juice up again. Yes, my little nugget. Yes, my little nugget. My little warlord, right? Nugget is kind of that's not a cool thing to call little boy, right? That's not a cool thing to call little boy. My little warlord. Yeah. Hi, buddy. Mr. Booby Pants. Mr. Booby Pants. Good. I'd keep it, Mr. Raymond. I would definitely keep it. Hey, Sean, what up, baby? Yo, MNKD, to me, it looks a little bit more like a swing trade. It's kind of, look, first, if you're going to trade a $7 stock, it's got a 21-cent ATR, right? If you're going to trade a $7 stock, you might as well get a little bit more juice on it, right? You might as well get a little bit more juice. You got a pretty low ATR for $7. I think you got to leave it alone. Yes, Batu. Oh, you better not be pooping on me. Oh. Yeah, I know that grunting noise. I did the same thing when you were made. That's right, buddy. So Going back, order of importance. Roblox, Peloton, NXT is a B, CVNA, possibly. I love Twilio due to the location. Focus on this one too. Yes. Lemonade is a B because it lacks a little liquidity. And you got Mobley too. If that can hold, it's nice. It's already got 1 million shares in volume. We roll. Yes, Betsy. Can you settle for 2 seconds or what? Fingernails. Fingernails. Good. And then if we need a short, maybe Roku if it stays under the 200-day moving average. All right, let me put this guy to bed. Give me a second, guys. Whoa. 2 seconds. Oh, yeah. What can you do? Now, boy, times have changed, huh? A year ago, spending my summers in Europe, chasing after Instagram models. Now, I got some poop on one of my non-mouse hands. I have to rub on my shirt. Boy, life sure turns for the better sometimes. And the Detroit Lions are winning. I mean, what can be better? What can be better? Ignore the indexes today, guys. I think there's other plays out there. The indexes are just going to be choppy. There ain't much to do on them, right? I'm not even. Of course, we always watch them, but it's just not a priority right now. So leave them alone. All right, folks. I got to run. I'll be in the Discord room. I'm making the Zoom link. We got a lot of stuff to do. It's been a hot